I'm Roseanne, and this is Real Life Tuesdays. Today we're going to talk about what to do when you don't know what to do. I had someone ask me a question the other day, and I thought I would share it with you because it was a wonderful process that they ended up going through in order to find the answer that they were looking for. So what are we talking about here? First of all, have you ever been in a situation where you have to make a big decision or even a small decision, but you really don't know which direction to go in? You're confused. There's no clear yes and there's no clear no. If you write out a list of pros and cons, there's kind of an equal amount on both sides. So you're just not sure what's the best way to go, but you have to give an answer at some point. So what do you do? One thing that you can start with is ask yourself, when you think about the question or the decision that you need to make, what does come up? So that could be stuff that's already written down on a pro and con list, but just also in general, what do you think about when you have these things? And what are maybe the two strongest arguments on both sides of the equation? Now, when you are doing that, the next step you want to do is figure out who is doing the talking when answering those questions. And what does that mean? If it's you talking, isn't that you talking? Well, yes, but there's your ego, and then there's your higher self or your soul, or whatever you want to classify that as. The one that's truly led by passion and centeredness, and the ego that is out there to protect you. So how do you know if it's your ego, and how do you know if it's your higher self? Well, ego loves to come up with fear-based reasoning, guilt, obligation, dread. Ego responds really well to coercion, responds well to societal pressure. You know that maybe that is your ego talking, right? You want to live up to certain images or expectations on you. That's the ego speaking. If it's your higher self, you're most likely going to feel a lot more things that are resonating with your passions, joy, love, gratitude, all of these high energy emotions. So then we figured out who it is. Is it your ego talking, or which voice is giving the pro and the con, right? And then what you need to do now is you need to get even more clarity. So how do you do that? Well, you have to go to your neutral zone. You have to go somewhere, somehow, that you can truly quiet your mind. That can be through meditation. That can just be, taking a nap, stepping aside, going for a walk in nature, whatever your go-to method is for truly just detaching. Maybe it's having a nice relaxing bath. That's another good one. So once you've quieted your mind, you have to then ask yourself, how does it make you feel? So the feeling is the most important part of this, because your feelings are going to actually give you the answer you're looking for. So also, you want to see if there's a feeling attached to perhaps a physical sensation. For example, the expression, I felt sick to my stomach. So if you think of this decision that you have to make, and it literally starts making you feel sick, well, that's a very clear indicator. If, on the other hand, once again, you're starting, it excites you, you start having goosebumps because it's such a wonderful idea, that's another physical sensation that could give the indication. But the actual feeling, once again, back to the emotions that we were talking about, ego-based emotions or your higher self emotions. If at this point you do not see that clear answer that resonates with all of those potential sides, the next thing that you can do is wait. Give yourself time, repeat the process, and actually allow yourself to feel the answer. We often are, wanting to follow the logic of our minds, but often the ego controls that as well. So you need to be very cautious on listening to that, because often you might be kicking yourself for not listening to your intuition. Your intuition truly knows best, and that is that all these feelings, these physical sensations, the little whispering messages that you get, listen to your intuition, because it will not steer you wrong. The key thing is not to talk yourself out of it. So the person that I was helping with this question, they definitely, were able to recognize the ego-based things. It was about a job. So, the money, obviously it's very difficult to turn down money. Being able to potentially use that as a future reference to earn more money. But on the other side of things, it literally did not make her feel well. She was dreading doing the actual work that was being proposed in the contract. So it was, to me, standing on the outside, it was clear, but even after we spoke, it wasn't clear. But within a day, she came up with the clear answer, and it was to say no, because it was definitely the ego that was wanting her to say yes to that situation. So I hope this is a little helpful if you are having any kind of decisions that you are needing to make. Especially these days, there's a lot of stuff that is being thrown our way. And the wonderful thing you can do is to, listen to your intuition, listen to your feelings, and, that way you will know that it is the path that your higher self is asking that you follow. So have a wonderful day, and let me know if you have any other questions. Bye now.